Okay, today we're looking at lesson 9.3, graph data. Our essential question is, how can you use a coordinate grid to display data collected in an experiment? When data is collected, it can be organized in a table. We're going to take our paper cup of water here, or our plastic cup of water, and we're going to be adding some ice to it. Now my thermometers are all Celsius, so we're going to change this measurement in our table to degrees Celsius. So please do that on your paper, so if we look back we'll know. Okay, we're going to need a timer. So I have my phone here. We filled the cup more than halfway with room temperature water. We place the thermometer in the water and find its beginning temperature before adding any ice and record this temperature. So it is about at 22 degrees Celsius. So you should put that, you should put 22 in your chart. And we're going to place 3 ice cubes in the water and start the stopwatch. Find the temperature every 10 seconds for 60 seconds. Now this might be, I think, kind of tough to do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the 3 ice cubes. And I'm going to start my watch. And I'm going to stop it at 10 seconds, and we're going to see what temperature it is. Okay, it's now dropped to 18. So let's write 18 in there. I'm going to go ahead and start my stopwatch. And we're going to look again, and it's now about down to 14 degrees Celsius. And I'll start my stopwatch again. And we'll stop it. Then it's dropped some more. I would say to 12. And we'll try it again. And it's now down to, I would say, 10. Try again. This should be about 50 seconds. I would say it's still at 10. Let's try it one more time. And maybe 1 degree. So we'll put 9. Okay. So there are the results of our table. Now if you, if you will turn, I believe, to your next page, it says, explain why you would record the beginning temperature at 0. Okay, why would we record our beginning temperature at 0? At 0 seconds. Or why did we record the beginning temperature at 0? Yeah.
Because if you get the beginning temperature
Right. It gives us our starting point, kind of like the origin of our coordinate grid, right? We were at 0, 0 in time and temperature, kind of. So please stop the video and go ahead and say the beginning temperature is recorded at 0 seconds because the ice is not put in yet, and the experiment has not yet started. Okay, then your question number 2 is describe what happens to the temperature of the water in the 60 seconds during the experiment. What happened at the beginning? Look at your table. What happened at the beginning to our temperature? It dropped how many degrees here?
4.
And then
2.
2, and then it kind of stayed the same. So it kind of leveled up. Why do you think that is?
Because it's going to be the same temperature. It's getting much better, so at the same temperature.
It's that ice is made it as cold as it's going to get. So it's not going to keep dropping. Okay? So for number 2, it says describe what happened to the temperature in the water in 60 seconds during the experiment. The temperature decreases rapidly in the first 30 seconds, which we saw, and then it decreases but not as rapidly for the remaining time. Stop your video and read. And then number 3 is analyze your observations of the temperature of the water during the 60 seconds and explain what you think would happen to the temperature if the experiment continued for 60 seconds. What do we think will happen if I had kept timing it?
It would just stay
Okay. It probably would even cease to decrease after a little while. I did notice when I was putting it away that it had dropped like 1 more little degree. So since the temperature decreases quickly at first and then slows, I believe the temperature would continue to decrease more and more slowly until it did not decrease any longer. Okay, now we're going to use the information from our little experiment to make some ordered pairs. So I don't have that, so lay your paper so you can see your points, your little table we made. And the things under time are going to be our x coordinate, and the numbers under temperature are going to be our y coordinate. Now, we might be in a little trouble here since we changed our scale. So we're going to have to modify what you have on your paper. Our temperatures range from what? 22 to what?
89.
9 at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to have to modify the temperature thing. So let's look at that and decide the best way to do that. Okay, since we use Celsius, we had to change our intervals along our y-axis. So we started at the origin with 0. And then on each line, and make sure you're on the line, we did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. So go ahead and fix your graph. Now let's go ahead and make our ordered pairs because it was 0 and then what was it? 22. Then it dropped to 18, right? Then 14, 12, 10, and 9. Okay? And across the bottom of your graph, this should say temperature, degrees Celsius, and this is time and seconds. Okay, I think that's on yours, and it has to have a title. When you do a graph, you need to put a title, water temperatures. Yeah, and it has all that for you. And so our seconds were at 0, right? 10, 20, 30. Oh, they do every 2. That'll be easier. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60, right? Okay, now we can plot these ordered pairs on there. So remember that the first number in the ordered pair is on the y-axis. So we're going to stay on the 0, but we're going to go up to 22, and we're going to be right there on the 0. Okay? And then we're going to do the 10 seconds, and that's going to be at 18. Be sure that you move over enough spaces. 20 is going to be at 14. 30 is going to be at 12. And 40 is going to be at 10. 50 is going to be at 10. And then 60 is going to be at 9. You're going to have to go halfway up the 60 between the 8 and the 10 to get your 9. So your points should look something like that on your graph. Okay, so this says for mine on step 2, it said construct a grid and write a title and label it. So I did that. Yours was already done. And then it says plot the points. Okay? So the x-coordinate represents the length of time, and the y-coordinate represents the temperature every 10 seconds. Okay. Go to the share and show. Graph the data on the coordinate grid. Here's Ryan's height. The first line is his age in years, and the second line of the table is his height in inches. Okay? So first we're going to write our ordered pairs. So we're going to use age as our x. See how they have the graph labeled? Age as our x and height as our y. So is yours labeled?
Yes.
Okay. So our first ordered pair is going to be 1, 30 with parentheses. And we're going to put a semicolon between our ordered pairs. Remember, a semicolon is a period with a comma under it. Okay, and then our next ordered pairs, don't forget your parentheses. 2, 35, don't forget that comma to separate your x and y. Then another semicolon. Then we're going to have parentheses, 3, 38, semicolon, 4, 41, close the parentheses, semicolon. And the last point we're going to plot will be 5, 44. Okay? What does the ordered pair 3, 8 tell you about Ryan's age? So what does this tell us? It's pretty simple.
He was 38 inches.
When he was 3 years old, he was 38 inches tall. Oops, I typed 8 instead of, or 9 instead of 8. Go ahead and stop your recording and why would the point 642 be nonsense? Let's go ahead and graph our points. I didn't do that yet. We would have 1 at 1 and 30. Sorry, I can't hit that mark a little better. 2 and 35. 3 and 38, so that'd be just under 40 here. 4 and 41, so just over 40, and then 5 and 44. So, okay. So why would point 642, let's change our color and just put it on there, 642 be a nonsense point? Ethan.
Because 544 is the 44 he's taller than he was when he.
Right. And did Ryan shrink?
No.
Probably he didn't. So it's a nonsense point because he would have gotten shorter. So go ahead and stop your recording.